Hello and welcome to our tip series. Start to find your waterline, as your days unfold and the situations in your life reveal themselves, for you to find which tips and which paradigms were really germane for you, were really appropriate target techniques for you to use for what you need in your life. And so now this is going to be in a way, a really powerful one on a self empowerment, mental, courageous type of technique. Today's technique is on perception and interpretation. Perception and interpretation. So, for those of you who are new to this series, let me just give you a little heads up. First of all, welcome. And you can find all of the replays if you are in my private Facebook group, which is Light Leader Power for Success and Mission Impact. You can find all of these replays starting from day one. And if you're watching this replay and you're not on Facebook, you can also get these replays by going to the playlist in my YouTube channel by the same name as the tip series. The hashtag that goes with this tip series is hashtag Thrive, Make Money, Lead. And what the meaning of that is, it's pretty self-explanatory. Thrive is that this is a time where I am one of the many voices that is looking what's happening in our country and in the world right now. The assault on humanity and the demand that the light and love and goodness and goodwill rise up. It's all very strong. And the cross currents of light and dark are very real right now. And truth versus lives, really, truth versus untruths, to say it more elegantly, is really what's at hand right now. And so thrive, make money, and lead. Make money meaning if you were to look at money as a presence, as a symbol of the presence of you in your world, in your society, that's what I'm suggesting, is that money be looked at as an energetic symbol, as a symbol of you finding your right place, you using your right creativity, you doing the right things for you that will allow you to bring to you the resources that you need. Money being one, but there could be other resources, love, and just anything that you really are looking for that falls into the category of resources. Money is because we need money to survive. That's just the way it goes on this planet. And so that is why Thrive, Make Money is still part of my contribution to have this coronavirus shakeup that's happening right now. Find within us a way to get into the right stride of what we need to do. How do we take care of ourselves? Who are we going to surround ourselves with? Who are we not going to surround ourselves with? And then to lead. That's the hashtag. Thrive, make money, lead. And what do I mean by that? Lead in terms of who you are as a person, the model that you bring forth of how you're handling all of this, what it is that you're doing differently that will help other people who are struggling, who are in pain and fear and anger and worry and resignation and wanting to give up or not knowing what to do. That you be a force of reality. You're not in la la land. You have to deal with what's happening, but how do you deal with it? And how do you embrace the people around you to help them rise up as well? So that's what I mean by thrive, make money, lead. And so look at what's happening now. There's so much that people are challenged with. And there's so much of a hunger to go inside and find your spiritual power and to find your reason for being here at this time. Those of us who are light leaders, like myself, who know that they're healers, who know that they're in psychic intuitives and mediums and visionaries, all of which I am, we know that we came at this time to really help, to really uplift humanity with our values, our standards, our access to the spirit world of wisdom, and to know how to be a lightning rod, shall we say, for healing energies. Today is really a technique to help you accomplish some internal freedom. And the truth of the matter is, I've listened to many teachers and mentors about this. And what they say, I fully agree with. And what they say is that how you interpret something will determine if you suffer or if you accept what it is and you need to probe further, or that you need to view the situation from a different perspective. My hope for you in this particular training is for you to accomplish both greater inner peace and also greater wisdom, being able to step inside another person's perspective and see the world. Now, I'm not saying that you should agree with how another person sees the world. However, just to be able to relax and view from another person's perspective, there's a certain power in that. Because what you're doing is you are overriding fear of seeing something that is not along the same lines as your thought processes or your paradigms. And you're seeing it from another perspective. There is expansion that comes with that. Because sometimes people become so shut down, so rigid, and they cannot see another person's point of view, or they see the other person's point of view, but their emotional self is so locked up that the empathy, the compassion are just not available. And with what's going on in the country and in the world, the divisiveness, the hatred, the condemnation, the judgment of what kind of person has a right to thrive and what other kind of person doesn't have that right is ludicrous. And perception is how we can start to create a bridge. A bridge. So let's talk about some of the components of perception. First of all, how we interpret something, how we perceive it is largely impacted by our past experiences and the programming that we've had, from birth, even prior to birth, still in the womb. There are lots of kinds of industries and professions that believe that the embryo and the fetus are impacted by the environment. And so when you start to approach assessing a situation and deciding where you stand in that situation, your programming, your past experiences can't help but come swooping in to influence you. Now, the trick here is, are those influences, are those programs really, really, really your truth? Or have you been just taken over by them and you really don't know what you think or feel about the situation or the idea or the events that are taking place? So one of the components to assess is programming and past influence. And if you notice that you are being dominated by past influence, and yet there might be some sort of resistance, some sort of seeing that your interpretation, your influences do not fit for the circumstance, then the fun begins. What are you going to do then? Because here you are being gripped by your past beliefs, your past experiences, your past cellular memory, But something inside of you is telling you this ain't it. This is not the way to interpret the situation or the person. So the creative challenge here is to call upon the God within you, your intuition, and start searching. You may have to study. You may have to listen to a lot of people that are part of another mindset. You may have to do some research that will start giving you the other side's view or another view, not necessarily a side, just another view. And then you have the gift of gifts take place, which is for you to feel and sense without fear what is your truth about that situation. So we're looking at past programming, and we're also looking at hidden agendas. What do I mean by that? Sometimes we interpret situations because we want to see it a certain way, because we have an agenda, because we have a desired outcome that we want to prevail. And that agenda may actually have nothing to do with the facts, or that agenda might prevent you from seeing some other information that's right there in front of you. So, agenda. Now, it's different from programming and past experiences. Agenda is you have an idea that you are determined to be the reason, the condition, the interpretation, the outcome that you want. Now, when you look at your agendas, whether it's hidden or overt, the question becomes, what's my secondary gain? What am I getting out of this? If I know that I'm overlooking and bypassing facts? Or what is my agenda if I simply will not hear the other side? What is my agenda? And for you to look to see, is there a hefty price tag on that? Meaning, what harm will come? What suffering? What hurt, disappointment, abandonment, not doing the job right? What will happen if you adhere to your hidden agenda or your overt agenda? And if you feel that your agenda is right on, and by golly, I know this is right and true, great. And the same thing is true. What is the secondary gain on that? Now, I'm not saying that there's a wrong secondary gain. I'm just saying to look. Because here you're developing your deductive reasoning. Here you're developing your ability to, yes, experience what's going on in the environment, but you still have your truth. And you'll take in the information, you'll take in what's going on, and then you're going to go home within yourself and say to yourself, okay, now what's really going on here? Who am I really? What do I really believe? And what's my secondary gain if I go into that particular thought, that particular line, stream of consciousness? Now, the key here is not to lose yourself. The key here is not to doubt yourself. The key here is to find yourself. I'm getting all choked up. Is to find yourself. Because when you look at the horrors that are going on right now, I'm not being political. Look, you have to be dead to not see what's going on right now in this country and in the world. When you see what's going on, you see that you've got to find your position. It's like being on a boat that is being tossed and turned here and there. And you've got to find a way to stay in that boat and keep on going and not get dumped in the water and drown. That's where we all are right now, I feel. And those of us like myself, who I call light leaders, who, whether you are in the psychic intuitive healing arts or not, You're finding your way. You're finding your standards, your beliefs, your desired impact. What is the impact you want to make? Is your interpretation of the situation going to be the impact that you want? Do you really want it to go that way? And if you do, great. But just think it through. Just think it through. Because what's too easy nowadays, given the intensity of the emotions and the fear and the survival panic that is rightfully going on, I mean, those reactions are fair. They're fair reactions given what's going on. The question for you have to lead as a light leader, as someone who lives the humanity codes, is what is the impact I want to have? How do I want to show up in this situation? And it all comes back to your interpretation and your perception. When you look at the state of affairs, whatever is going on, are you completely mired and stuck on your past experiences where you just cannot see another side? Or do you take the wisdom of your past experiences and you add on another layer of possibility? And if you do that, what comes up? It may take a lot of meditating, a lot of thinking through, a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But at some point, you're going to find home base. At some point, you're going to find you. And that's what I'm hoping for you. That is the purpose of this. And when you doubt, if you come up with so many points of view, like me, I'm a very 360-degree point of view person. I can see so many sides. That doesn't mean I go with all of them. Trust me, I'm a pretty opinionated lady. But aside from that, when you are able to see the various views, it takes a little work, which is why a lot of people don't do this. They don't want to think. They don't want to face what's unfamiliar. They don't want to dare challenge their past and their childhood and the things that people taught them, people who they loved taught them. They're afraid. They're afraid to let all that go. And I'm saying, I understand. I understand. But right now, we need to crack open all of that and find new ways of handling situations, seeing situations, and deciding which situations you should put yourself in so that you can thrive, make money, which means just energetically be involved with life where you're enriching yourself. I'm using money as a symbol here, where you can thrive, make money, lead. All of this interpretation and perception and what angle are you going to look at from, which is the core of this tip, is all for you finding where should I put me so that I am in the right place for my soul purpose path. Where do I belong? And who do I belong with? That's the question, the two questions I leave you with. Where do you belong? And who do you belong with? And of course, the flip side is, who do you not belong with? Where do you not belong? Okay, so those are the tip content gems for today. And here's what I want to offer you. If what you're hearing in this tip and also in my tip series in general stirs you, where you want to go deeper, where you are tired of procrastinating, you're tired of holding yourself back, you're tired of doubting what your gifts are, your values are, where do you belong? How do I handle this situation, Sasha, personally or professionally? Let's have a talk, and I will, with my psychic intuitive abilities and my energy healing abilities, help you see you. help you clear the blocks that are hiding you, and help you to step into the mission that you were born to do in this lifetime, how to build a sustainable, healthy life for yourself, and how to love more and to allow more love in. To allow more love in. That is what I want for you. That's what I want for me. That's what I want for this country. That's what I want for this world. That's what I want with how we treat our other species, brothers and sisters, our planet, our water, our air, our ground. More love, more wisdom. That's what the doctor is ordering. Okay, everybody. I'll have this replay up in the Facebook group and also on YouTube. And if you do want to talk to me, just write in the thread. If you're in the Facebook group, just say interested. And I guess I'll contact you on Facebook that way. And if you also do this exercise of asking the questions that I suggested here, and you get some incredible breakthroughs and insights, and you do feel the inner freedom, do me a favor, share it with me. I would love to know. All you have to do is put hashtag win on this thread and let me know. Let me know what happened. Let us know. You know, those of us who are in the private Facebook group, Light Leader Power for Success and Mission Impact, we all learn from each other. So share, and please, if you are here in the Light Leader group, please tell people about this tip series. I'm doing it because I needed to come up with something that was no cost, that would help you stay grounded, stay in motion, keep moving forward, keep being true to yourself, knowing how to handle the suffering that you're knowing about that's surrounding us, and how to ignite your light so that you can lead and do what you were born to do in this lifetime. Much love. Bye for now.